The heroes pried the sticky pseudopods of the mimics from their persons and continued their search for, well, I wonder if they know what anymore. Answers to unasked questions, I suppose. After patching themselves up, finding some useful items and discovering a water source below, they found a chamber clearly meant for the harsh judgment and execution of those who must have failed Belcorra. Bounding frog-like creatures harried them, but the heroes forced them into the water below, where they are quickly devoured by something lurking within the watery abyss. Marching on, they found more treasure in a warm room lit with a fireplace, and a door crudely barred shut from their side. With another teleportation circle and a huge room full of old bones nearby, they opt to remain and pry the obstructed door open, for better or for worse. And that is when they came face to face with a man who has been crudely self-mummified.
Hey there, listener. Duncan here with a quick favor to ask. We really like making the show here at Uncharted North. We like making Stemming the Tide. I know James and Freeman love making Encounter This as well. We're enjoying working on the future shows to come, and it would really help us out if you could tell a friend about us. Word of mouth is a really great way to build a podcast empire like we soon will have. And fan support like yours is really what helps us get there. And it doesn't even have to be a friend, tell a stranger, tell somebody that looks like they are into tabletop RPGs. And if they aren't, teach them and then tell them to listen to the podcast. We always encourage people to come and say hi on our Discord. That's unchartednorth.com/Discord. It's a good group in there. We have a lot of laughs. Had a couple cries, and just come say hi. And if you really like what we do, there is always the Patreon. You could head on over to patreon.com/unchartednorth. That's it. That's all. We'll get ahead to the episode now, but thanks for listening, and keep that North uncharted. Yeah.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Welcome back, listeners. Here we go for another episode of Stemming the Tide. This is Scott bringing you in. Another exciting Zoo in the Morning intro for you. Now, I was thinking, I am known for hating NPCs. I don't know what deep-seated issue that's from,
man.
But probably should spend some time with a therapist discussing it.
I actually have a theory on that, but continue.
Okay. I would love to hear it. And, we were just reminiscing earlier about the passing of Carmen Rajani. And I was making a note that we should definitely talk about that when we get back to town.
I don't think reminiscing was quite the right word.
Says you.
What actually happened was we looked at James' notes, which he sends us every week before we record, and his unbelievably brutal death was inexplicably absent from the notes completely.
I was busy doing other shit.
He would have wanted us to.
Yeah, I mean, he got killed pretty quick.
Oh, Matt, so quick.
I mean,
Not only did I not
if
expect him
somebody
to join
else
the
would
party,
take notes, this problem wouldn't have happened. Where are your notes, Freeman?
They're all in my brain. They're in my midterm memory.
So we do need to spend some time on air and not this in character discussing the deaths of our NPCs, because we lost Shad and kind of glossed over it a little bit. Now Carmen's gone. We got to make sure we don't gloss over that because he's kind of a big character in town, unlike Shad.
Yeah, he kicked up a fuss. I mean, you haven't really returned to town since Carmen joined the group. So,
Yeah, Carmen's an outlaw. Maybe we shouldn't talk to anybody about this. Remember this sword that he stole that we never went back to pick up?
Oh
yeah. He's also a long-standing member of a family of the original founders of Otari. So he's got a reputation, even if or his family at least has a reputation, even if his is a bit soured.
I mean, no better death than following in your grandfather's footsteps, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, they both died doing what they loved, torturously underground.
Spelunking.
Yeah,
big spelunkers in that family. The Reggiani.
Huge spelunk guys.
yeah. Carmen the Spelunker Reggiani, as he was known.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a pretty obvious thing, I think, that you mourn the deaths of a PC more than an NPC. That's probably fairly universal, but part of the hook of this adventure is the importance of the town. So, whether you loved or hated Reggiani, it should have some impact, or at least the characters should be thinking about what sort of impact that might have on other people in town or your own characters or what have you.
Carbonara Parmigiano, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah, and it's also important to make sure you get the name wrong every time.
And in new inventive ways.
I was pretty close to every time, so
Honestly, one of my favorite parts about all of this is that we do all our reviews of the episodes and we do notes and there's this and that and we talk about it behind the scenes, and the sporadic array of spellings of the names I've just said to you and not always spelled for you is really funny. It's all over the place.
Oh, the names of demons in my notes are just gibberish.
Like even in the most recent review that we did, Scott, you spelt Belcorra's name wrong still.
Oh, he does it in a tongue no one understands but his own.
Yeah, dude.
You spelt it sensibly, but it just was wrong. It's 2 R's, not 2 L's.
Sorry, when I was pre-reading the adventure path, I just totally forgot that.
Yeah.
This is not a call out, Scott. I think it's funny.
Scott's family notations you're calling out on air here, handed down to him from generations.
Old MacDonald was dyslexic. E-O-I-O-E.
I was thinking of like the hobo scratchings you see in rail posts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
a capital B for Belcorra, like speed, like what is it? Speed writing, speed notations or something.
It's
like
actually
that?
a
Shorthands.
Bluetooth symbol.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of not giving a fuck about NPCs, we're about to meet one.
Speaking of writing shit down, this guy's covered in parchment.
Speaking of names that are probably confusing, I'm sure this guy's gonna have one.
Oh man!
Speaking of mummies alive, mummies alive.
because I was actually
He does kind of look like Scarab.
I was
just
today, like,
in
so many other
Universal
names coming up.
Studios, and I rode the mummy ride multiple times.
Does a mummy ride? Does he just like
yeah,
shamble
dude.
after you slowly?
No, it's actually really sick, but it's very short.
Is it the new one with Tom Cruise and Sophia Buttonella?
Nobody
Johnson?
goes
Is it
or
the-
remembers
the-
about
The
it.
good one with Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and Arnold Vosloo.
It's that OG shit.
Well, the OG shit
And
is
John
Boris
Hannah.
Karloff.
And John Hannah.
Not that old. Brendan Fraser.
Okay. Yeah, love that shit. Yeah, I didn't mean to gloss over John Hannah. Love that dude.
Gloss over
I
John
mean,
Hannah. How dare you?
it's funny as hell.
He really is. So speaking of NPCs, you're not wrong. Actually, you said like, not caring about them. James kind of does care about this one already, because one of the only notes I took from the last session, I did take one, and it's that Gilda has bet a hero point that this is an ally. So
Yep. Didn't forget that.
Yeah.
But, starting to dread that bet a little bit.
Okay, let's set the stage again real quick. For the listeners behind the scenes, we actually haven't recorded in something like a month or even more. So holidays and all that.
Christmas.
What's
right?
a podcast?
We're feeling a little bit not crisp on the details. But you basically are in this sort of lit fireplace room, and it's just small and cramped. You almost wandered into a much larger room that was covered in bones and broken furniture, but you pulled back. In this room is also one of the teleportation circles. This door had a divan in front of it and was like basically nailed shut or wedged shut with pitons. And it took you a good amount of time, like 10 minutes or more, to kind of reef them all out. And you are now, Gilda in particular, is standing in the doorway facing this parchment covered creature, hunched over and leaning on a walking stick, in a room that has a sort of sigil, magical sigil written on the ground, and filled with scrolls and books and parchment. And the creature simply says, "It's been some time."
Wait, hold on. Sorry to derail you. Did I end up firing up this teleportation circle, or did I fail? Because that I don't remember. I feel like I failed, but I don't. It's been so long.
I also don't remember. Is it in your notes, James?
I feel like he failed as well, but
I don't know.
Scott, fire up your audio from last episode.
It says he was still working on it.
Yeah, because what I see,
because it takes a good hour to
Takes an
for the
hour,
ritual, right?
yeah.
And I think you
We
were
were
still
doing
I think
it
you
in
were still
tandem.
working on it while they were undoing the door, which was like 10 minutes or so. So you were like still working on it.
okay.
So let's
Sounds
say
good.
that, and then maybe
Yeah, because I don't see a
maybe
roll
all that
in
other-
Foundry. I see me bring
Yeah.
up the Awakened portal for everyone to look at, and then I don't see
Yep.
any roll. So
Same, yeah.
all right, you guys are on your
maybe
own,
same thing.
and the face is in another room casting a spell.
That's cool. I just found a Mummies Alive toy on eBay that's a little jet called the Skycophagus, and I've never been so happy.
man.
Did you buy it now?
Oh, man.
No, I haven't. I don't need a Mummies Alive toy, but sometimes I just like scrolling through
Nobody
eBay for
has
vintage
ever
toys.
needed a Mummies Alive toy.
No, that's not true. I needed Jakal as a kid, and I'm thinking about going back and buying the whole set now.
That's actually really funny. Skycophagus? That looks so cool.
Right?
Sarcophagi known for
So
their
dumb.
aerodynamic
And it's
traits.
got to be
Right.
culturally offensive. It's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It's crazy.
Mummies appropriated,
Holy
more
shit.
like.
Yeah, the 90s were a different time.
That's how time works.
This might have
Freeman.
been the aughts.
Shut up, Duncan. Okay, let's play before I forget what the hell this character's supposed to do. What do you do or say, Lady Gilda, confronted with this strange creature?
I think that is a very leading statement. So she's probably just standing there quietly with her shield kind of in a, not raised, but like ready to be raised.
Sure. Yeah.
It's been some time isn't really a conversation starter so much as a statement of fact. So
Okay.
I think she's a little confused by this sight, but
Sure.
her mind
Yeah.
is racing
No,
back
that's totally
to
fair. Yeah.
yeah,
so-
Karlok and the writing devil that he told us
Right.
about.
Yeah. The Phistophilis.
No,
Contract
I think he
devil.
gave us a name.
Yeah. Eurevian.
Eurevian, thank you.
Yeah. So seeing your close to defensive posture, not combat defensive, but definitely socially defensive, basically this guy he pulls the staff to the side a little bit and raises the opposite hand up into the air in a gesture of, I mean you no harm, and effectively says the same, that exactly that. Oh, I understand your need to be cautious, but I am not here to attack you. In fact, you've done me quite a favor here. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Shafrem.
I'm sorry. That's a beautiful name, and I'm sure it has quite a lovely a meaning behind it. I am Lady Gilda of August, and my compatriots are Krugga and Sage Tulok. I do, at the risk of being offensive immediately, is there a common translation for that name?
Yes, I don't believe there's a common one. May I ask where you are from, Lady Gilda?
I'm from August in Andoran.
Ah, yes. Well, that would be a fairly far cry from my home of Osirian. Yes, this is why my name must seem quite foreign to you, as it were.
And at the risk of continuing to be offensive, how did you find yourself locked in a room in the secret dungeon of Belcorra Horovex?
Oh, that is a story indeed. I was once the administrator of various levels for the Mistress Belcorra. I found myself at odds with some of her other employed creatures, as it were. And once the news of Belcorra had spread quickly through the vaults, well, I came in here to gather my things and was swiftly locked in by one of my rivals, no doubt.
And can you account for your ability to continue to be alive after 500 years?
Oh, yes, of course. There's a bit of irony in here. See, I've warded this room to stop all attempts of teleportation. I did not want anyone to enter without my knowing. But it turns out that works both ways, and I never expected to be locked in the way I was. Being the shrewd and knowledgeable man, well, at least once was, I had the resources in here to go through a mummification ritual with the hope of avoiding starvation and, of course, maintaining my survival.
What is the 2 equivalent of sense motive again?
It is sense motive, but it's
perception.
perception. Yeah, and it's a secret check technically.
You wanna throw those rocks for me there, bud?
Sure, yeah.
I believe him as a player. But,
Yeah. Yeah, you have no reason not to believe him at all at the moment. He seems pretty jovial and just friendly at least. Definitely seems, despite not having rushed to the door, seems quite perked up by the fact that it's no longer locked in here after hundreds of years.
Well, I suppose it's only polite to invite you out of the room you've been locked in for 5 centuries. Sorry, I'm normally better at this conversation thing, but you've got me at a bit of an ad here.
You're telling me I've not had a conversation in a very long time.
And
she'll take a 5-foot step back and give them room to leave this space.
Yeah, stepping out, and it is in fact a he. Although I guess he probably kind of can't tell by the get up. He steps out and gingerly, but sort of just has this cautiousness to it.
No, it's strange. wanting to leave, but after so long, kind of hoping that nothing awaits you.
And he just stands at the entrance. He steps through the threshold, but does not attempt to go any further. Kind of almost looking over his shoulder to the room. You know, it's the comfort that he's known for a long, long time.
Crocker, this is
Shafchem.
This is my good friend Crocker, and I'd be happy to introduce you to Sage Tulak, but he is currently actively working to restore the teleportation portal over there. We've cleared the floors above and are working our way further down.
And with curiosity, he steps around and takes a look into the teleportation room, watching Tulak work.
Ah, yes. In fact, I have notes on this very thing that your friend is doing. It's been some time. These must have fallen into disrepair, lost their energy. They were how we teleported and traversed the vaults so long ago.
And then sort of hurriedly walks back into his room and pulls out a piece of parchment with the same ritual written on it, and brings it over. And watching Tulak work, begins to like sort of peruse the ritual and the details, like watching subtitles in a really weird way.
Never thought about it like that.
Is there anything else of note in the room that he was in?
Yeah, it's like basically just covered in a bunch of parchment and scrolls and books, and it's all piled together, and there's lots of just old, dusty, delicate, brittle paper.
Okay, so much like him.
Much like him, yeah, him covered in the same thing and being a very, very dusty and brittle creature himself.
Fair.
And as he watches Tulak, assuming Tulak just continues on, kind of multitasking and watching this and watching his ritual notes, he says to anyone in the around, I guess,
Why are you here?
The lighthouse activated, and it took out some of the close-lying town, Otari, and we think that Belcorra has returned. Or that's our working theory, anyway. And no one else theories she's been dead for.
In what way?
The menacing kind, I think. It's probably the best way to describe it.
And you are as learned as I am, young champion. Many of that way.
She
Be
looks at
more
Kraga.
specific.
Like, I don't think Gilda can be more specific. She doesn't know how Belcorra has come back. If she's come back, she's just assuming at this point based on what she's seen. You're probably best off waiting for Tulak to answer a lot of these questions. He's been doing this a lot longer than either of us have.
Shachem just like steps into the room, avoiding getting in Tulak's way, but starts to like just help, essentially.
Oh,
with the
interesting.
setup. And let's just teleport. let's fast forward time a bit to the end of you setting this ritual. Shafchem is going to aid. He's going to do one of the roles required for this activation. Scott, can you remind me how this works? Oh God.
Yeah. So, I believe that you should already know what the DC is because it is set by the level within the vaults.
Yep. We're on level 5. Yep. So
The DC is twice the spell's ritual level.
All right. And then
Is that what it says?
And then I'm just going to be rolling.
Well, it's
an
ritual
Or is that
rules
just
as a
ritual
secondary
rules?
check because he's a secondary caster.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Okay,
there's
cool.
separate rules for
Success
this
does
one.
nothing apparently.
Mhm.
Sorry, secondary check is it optional or
Yeah, so anytime more than one caster is doing a
In this
ritual,
case?
secondary check is the only other thing somebody else can do. They're always optional.
right? And but sometimes they're optional, sometimes they're required. No,
I
some
don't
of the times
know about
sometimes
this
they're
particular
required.
ritual.
Yeah.
Let me
Um,
spell sheet.
In this particular
In the chat.
one, it's required to match the same check if you're going to do a secondary, which is not a problem. As I assume you are doing occultism, Tulak,
Yes, sir.
and Shakum gets a critical success
Oh.
on his aid.
Oh, boy.
So giving you,
Yeah.
I guess it's a +2. God, it's been a while
Yeah.
since I looked.
And
at this.
I rolled
Jesus.
a 26, so that'd be a 28.
Ooh. Nice. Okay. Is anyone else joining in on the secondary checks?
Nope.
Perhaps.
For occultism?
You have. Oh no, that the primary's got to be trained. Okay.
No.
No, you don't
I
have
mean,
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was probably just Dulok and Chuff.
Shafrem.
Yeah.
You guys were giving me shit
Chuff.
about Parmesan Reggiano earlier.
I thought that was very clever.
Parmesan Reggiano.
Yeah, I mean, success. Ultimately, definitely success. You managed to activate this teleportation circle, and your newly found NPC, at the very least, kind of gives you a nod of approval and like, hey, we did it, and steps back
Right.
out of the room.
So
Like, good work, buddy.
as Tulok is finishing up and all the purple magic glow around him kind of starts to fade and his one pupil kind of forms back in his eye and he sees him standing in Chuffgum. Oh god, this is gonna be
Shafrem.
Yeah, you keep saying it, but that doesn't help me. So Tulok turns to him and says, "Hello. You must have been the other force that I could feel within the room. Thank you for your help. Who are you, my friend? And are you my friend?"
My name is Shafkham, and the answer to your second question, well, in my experience, is always a complicated one. However, I must say I applaud your focus in setting up the ritual. Yes, I was the other force. A great job you've done here. A difficult thing to do, the furthest you are away from the hub. Perhaps you have the power to continue on and awaken the others. But that has nothing to do with me in the end.
I very much hope so, because I have read of such rituals and what can happen if you fail.
Yes. In the simplest of terms, it's like playing with the fabric between the planes. Such fabrics can tear.
Now, how have you come to be here for so long? Where have you been staying, and how have you stayed alive, or whatever that means to you?
And he regales the same basic information that he's already said to Gilda, and I assume Kraka listening in. But goes on a little bit further, saying,
As the administrator, I was in charge of much organizing. However, it's at a certain point, as the plans changed for our mistress, she gave priority to certain parts of the levels. I was not always happy with this. I am still not happy with this, but it is bygone at this point. I was locked in that room by none other than Jafaki. Could not possibly be anyone other than that loathsome creature. It was the one that took over the level below. The one I oversaw the most. The one with the gladiators. But for some reason, the dark rituals of flesh warping were high in the mind of the mistress. And Jafaki is an alchemist, a flesh warper of the most vile kind.
Do you think this Jafaki has survived as well?
I would assume so. They are resourceful, determined, and they are Sugathi, which tend to be single-minded in strange ways. A creature born of the Neothalids, but have strange obsessions they cannot break their minds away from. I was always a threat.
Now tell me why we should trust you. For you did work for Belcorra, and from what I gleaned from your story, you would have gone on so. It was her fall and your enemies that brought you down, not the guilt of working for an evil creature like Belcorra herself.
Very perceptive. There's no reason you should trust me at all, though I will say I am no longer tied to the goals of Belcorra. I may not be some good and virtuous creature.
Kind of side-eyeing Gilda, actually, with that comment.
I appreciated what Belcorra was trying to do. I was happy to engage in it. I won't lie about that. But it is far gone from what it was. My ties and my loyalties, after hundreds of years locked away, well, they are shattered. I only wish now to return to my homeland of Assyrian. I have not managed to live, but survive through unlife. This changes perspective. Now let me ask you something. You might have set me free, and I would wager it was out of curiosity, not goodness of heart. Why should I trust any of you?
We may not have known we were setting you free, but if you are to become our ally, then we will be trustworthy to you. Perhaps we could strike a deal. If you give us further insights into this area and any other areas of the Abomination Vaults in which you know, then perhaps we could get you home to Osirian. If not, we may have some trouble.
And if you wish for a character reference, a few floors up in the library, there's a ghoul that we saved by the name of Ogre. He seems to be quite happy up there.
Indeed, a wise man once said, "A man made of paper must not run with scissors, but fares quite well against a rock." We strike a balance here in this dungeon together.
Oh my god.
Nice, catering to the rock, paper, scissors fans in the group. Love it.
I thought it was actually quite apt.
I appreciate your attempt at a wager, but it is of little interest to me. Why you are here I find quite curious. You say Belcorra may have risen, that the gauntlet was activated, but that does not explain why you're here. I do not need your aid in returning to Assyrian. I am quite capable of that on my own. I've explained a great amount, and you very little. I think the playing field for wagers and bartering is offset.
I live in Otari, and I am here to avenge the people that have been killed and to stop another attack from arriving. The innocents have no part in this, no part in Belcorra's petty squabbles over family wealth and ancient issues within Absalom. No, we are here to take vengeance, to set right what has been done wrong to the town, and to make sure it never happens again. We are diving deep within these vaults to destroy and to disarm any evil creature we find. Whether they appear to be ally or not, we have to search out who is our true ally and who we deem their life is forfeit.
So you mean to say you're here to be heroes?
I never put that word out. We are here.
No, but your goals are of some sort of noble nature. Self-sacrificing for the innocent, as you put it.
We merely stand for those who cannot stand for themselves. Whatever title you want to put on that, that is your own. We are simply here because we are the ones who could answer the call.
And for evil.
And we have lost many friends along the way. And I assume we will lose more. And if I do have to give my life for this, it's not because I'm trying to be heroic. It's to try to make sure that we've done what we can for the people that can't do it themselves.
And as far as the destruction of evil goes, is that something you fight based on the goals and aims of those you counter? Or the simplicity of their origin and what they are willing to do? Some might call me evil simply for my method of survival, for having sided with Belcorra, possibly an unforgivable gesture in my lifetime. The fact that I now stand in front of you and admit I would do it again, though I am not interested in the current situation. Am I to be a target of yours?
Like looking at all of you, taking you all in with those words.
Every being is capable of change, and no one should have that option taken away from them. Not prematurely, anyway.
Yet your hunt for evil would mark that you decide whether or not change is due, whether or not it is necessary, and in what direction it would flow.
The only beings I willingly put down with my own two hands are those of the undead.
And head snap.
Undead and unlife. The same one.
Nuanced. I think you might be oversimplifying the situation. Those are the only beings that I target with lethal force. That doesn't mean I always enact lethal force, as our friend the ghoul Ograil would be able to confirm. You yourself seem, at a glance, and from what you've told us, to be repentant of your former ways, even if you would do them again. That's enough for me. And no hero, just not capable of allowing harm to come to the innocent through action or inaction. There's no reason for it. There's no value in it.
All my time reading, thinking, philosophizing. Innocence is a strange word to define. I'll tell you what, champion, barbarian, sorcerer. If we are to have a trade, it will be for the death of my rival, or at least the report of one. Jafaki. I have information on this place that could prove invaluable to you, even if you do not see your own lives as valuable in your pursuit below. I will be gathering my things and returning to my home in 3 days' time. We can trade if you can bring something back. But otherwise, I give you my thanks for my freedom, and that is all.
I deem this to be a fair trade. We're going that direction anyways. Down.
This trade may be fair, but the information is lacking. Don't know what he's offering to barter, and we don't know what he wants us to retrieve.
He wants Jafiki's death or the report of it. That's what he said.
Right, but how?
But yeah, you don't know what that entails. Yeah,
Okay.
A Sugathi flesh warper is all you have. Alchemist and flesh warper. And I don't remember if you guys have heard of Sugathi yet.
No. Can I do a knowledge check on that?
Hell yeah.
A recall?
Occultism.
29.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
A Sugathi is, as Shafkham has said, a spawn of a Neothalid, which you might vaguely know with this check is a rather dangerous and extremely large type of worm creature. Like, really, 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 really big and dangerous. And the Sugathi are spawned from them to serve as servants. So they basically go out of their way to, like, somehow magically spawn them to serve them. And they are, like, worm-ish, but also, like, centipede-ish. They have all these, like, little tiny legs. And they're not at all humanoid, but are usually quite intelligent, have a knack for magic, and they're like really just wicked alien sort of servitors. They spawn with a strong psychic drive to complete a task on behalf of the Neothalids' far-reaching plans, usually. And if left to their own devices, they basically have this obsessive nature to do things. Sometimes they're really redundant things, like collect something or just like go destroy something, and they got to do it until it's done, and then they move on to a new one, and it just keeps repeating itself. If they manage to complete it in some way. So they have like this OCD kind of part to their nature. And they have a tendency to collect odd things as well and carry them with their person, but have a particular penchant for wands for whatever reason.
What are these things
Java
called again?
cakes.
Sugathi, which I'm going to I'll type in for you because it's a weird, really fucked up spelling. So they are they have these long tails as well, and so they are perfectly capable of wielding weapons. They can't really wear armor, but they can wield weapons. They can use magic items, like, despite the fact that they're like these like trifurcated mouth, like worm centipedes. They're really gnarly.
Do I know what language they speak generally?
Yeah, because they are because they're spawn of Neothalids, which is a very, very directly related to the Darklands. You would assume Undercommon and or Aklo.
Son of a bitch.
Do they have mouths for one?
Okay, so Tulok knows all this, and he returns to the conversation and says, "Yes, I have heard of these Sugathi before. Disgusting, vile creatures." And he regales his companions with a couple of the key facts. "I believe that we won't be able to continue without destroying this enemy. Therefore, I will accept your terms. And Lady Gilda, do not have reservations. Any information now we can get is better than having none. Even if we might not agree with the past actions of this creature."
A Sugathi in the hand is worth 2 in the depths of a devilish dungeon.
Oh my god. What? Who is Krucka? He's like
He's there Iago?
He's like some sort of information sponge, but doesn't know what to do with any of that information.
Yeah. Absolutely no filter. Just
And so with that, Shafrem is going to just wander back into his room. And
Rude.
begin
I'm not
sort of
done.
sorting through his stuff. You can follow him, keep talking to him. He's not going to stop you, but he's going to kind of nod with the okay. You're gonna try and do that for me, cool. And he's just gonna go get himself organized because he just told you I'm gonna pack up and leave in 3 days' time.
So Tulog kind of hurries behind him and says, "You say that this creature is below where the gladiators are. Is this not the level of the arena?"
That's very astute of you. This level was designated as the arena, but so was the level below. This is where I was ousted, where our rivalry started. The level below was redone into the flesh-warping laboratories. It became a half-theme, as it were. They are sort of open concept, one and the same, but slowly the other was changed.
So it's open concept, arena, and flesh warping laboratory.
I like that he gets Property Brothers in his little room.
What he's trying to say is that the two levels were basically serving the same function until he was ousted for Jaffaki getting priority in the level below, which was slowly turned into a flesh-ripping laboratory. So the fact that so far this has not seemed like a very arena-like level, despite it being called the arena, that's like sort of the justification for it. Which, so you can expect, to a degree, arena-like stuff in the level below as well. But he does specify as well that
The level below was never fully transformed before Belcorra's death. The state of which it is in now I could not say, of course. And if Jaffaki is still down there, I'm sure that it has done its work on the place. That is, of course, assuming the devils didn't take it over.
What are the devils doing down there?
Oh, the devils were further down below. These three levels were very accessible to each other. They were in charge of the invading army of Absalom. Who knows what sort of shenanigans have occurred in the last few centuries. You would be foolish to assume that mine and Jaffaki's rivalry was the only one. We might have served the mistress. We might have all vied for her favor in our own ways. But ultimately, we are no different than anything else you would find, from Absalom to your tiny little town. Otari, was it called?
And why did you want the destruction of Absalom?
I didn't. I just wanted to do what I was best at.
And that is urban planning and organization?
It was. Now we will see what it will be.
it's never too late to retrain.
Freeman almost did a
Just
spit take there.
very, very odd positive force.
I would like to make an impression on this guy.
Okay.
Try and buy us another day, or
So far, you can assume he is at least most neutral and at least unfriendly.
Okay.
Can I aid as well?
Sure. What are you going to say? Let's go through those motions. Let's do this. What are you going to say? And what kind of impression are you trying to make?
Well, essentially just the way that the actual make an impression works is that at the end of the conversation, you attempt a diplomacy check against the will DC of one target,
Okay.
modified by any circumstances the GM sees fit. So
Okay.
basically, having had this conversation, because I'm going to request, if I can improve the way that he thinks his impression of us, then I'm going to attempt to ask him any other details about this floor or any advantage we can gain on this floor and below.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're happy with the conversation so far, as the marker for that check, we can just roll for it. And I'm happy with that. I've got something in mind already, and DC and all that. So
Okay. Let's just fucking go for it then.
Let's go.
So from outside the room, I am going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And here we go.
I just got a natural 20 to aid with a 34.
Woo! And then I rolled a 26 plus my guidance plus that's 29.
I set the DC at level appropriate and then at very hard, which would have been sorry. What did you roll?
29.
Yeah, I set it at 28.
Hey.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
Sorry, I had to do difficult math in my head there. And by
Oh,
difficult,
no,
I mean
you're just
extremely simple.
Leave us on
35 might be the
tenterhooks.
highest I've ever rolled on a check.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Shafram will say one last thing. Unless you keep engaging him. But on this note,
I find you, if I may say, and I'm not so worried about offense, but don't intend it per se. I find you all naive, foolish. Yet I find you oddly brave and resourceful. And I do not find those things to be mutually inclusive. You are not brave because of naivety or stupidity. At least not in the small measure I've managed in this short conversation. I look forward to your return and the head of my enemy. You mayhaps will achieve it and acquire it after all.
and I'm gonna make him friendly. And I think that means James gets a hero point.
Hey.
Oh.
Because right now it's been in limbo. And I think also, Scott, you get one as well.
You. Let's go.
Nice. I also didn't say
and-
friendly. I said ally, but I'm not going to try and argue my way.
Sure.
into
Well, that's
the
where
hero
I was
point you gave
gauging
me.
the whatchamacallit. You know, I forget what's the phrase for it. The relationship that's like hostile, unfriendly, neutral, friendly, helpful.
Oh, right. Their
Yeah,
disposition.
I was gauging that to determine whether or not it fell under the definition of ally.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, maybe not an ally, but at least not an enemy.
An acquaintance.
And a little bit more than not an enemy. And also, just because I almost did a spit take, Duncan, you can take another hero point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all get a hero point.
That's all I
Oh,
got.
Freeman's in a good mood, baby.
Oh
I
god,
love it.
Yeah.
that was good. That was fun.
Good
I don't
job,
know. Sometimes I love the role play. I was pulling shit out of my ass on that one, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was good. I like that."
There was a moment there where I was half expecting to see what kind of damage fire would do to those bandages in that tiny little room.
Yeah, I mean, that could have gone a couple of ways. If Raphael was here, it might have been a straight combat.
He would have punched his
That's
ass back to hell.
That dog is always grabbing the toilet paper and running away with it.
Yep.
So Tulok, just as kind of a last word in the situation, says, "Can you let us know? I know many things have changed over the centuries that you've been locked within this room. Is there anything on this level or below that will give us a boon to help in this cause against your enemy?"
I cannot say. I do not know the disrepair and disarray that this whole place has become, locked in my room as I was. Is there a ancient artifact, lost treasure, specifically in some sort of room that you could find? No. None that I can report. I will say, at least in the effort of avoiding your death to the ends of the destruction of my foe, there is a room, a very dangerous room, filled with blades. If you say a passphrase, they will deactivate. It
Do you know this phrase?
Yes, of course I do. It is Gobbledigook.
Oof, you want to retake that one?
No, I do not. For the adventure does not include a passphrase, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Very interesting. What language is this gobbledygook?
Don't you dare try to guess, for it will break your mind.
It's just Osirian for stop.
Big Sigur Rós fan, this guy.
The actual passphrase is Happy Polar.
I figured favorite Sigur Rós song.
Mine's Gobbledigook. So.
I just learned that people have favorite Sigur Rós songs. They all sound exactly alike to me.
All right. Don't even know who that is.
They're really good. I quite like them, but I could not tell you
Amazing.
when one song ends and a new one begins.
Because you're so
They do
wrapped
have
up in the
very-
moment. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's so emotionally compromising listening to them.
But enough about Icelandic indie rock bands. Let's dive this
with
dungeon,
fake
guys.
with fake languages.
Yeah, Hopelandic.
yeah.
Is that right? Is that what it's called?
The
Hopelandic,
passphrase is Bjork.
Stupid.
Yes. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Scott's lost. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Okay. How is everyone doing for needing a rest?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I think you're the only one down a little bit there, Tulok.
Yeah, I'm down about 5 hit points, and I'm down, getting lower on spells, but not the end of the world. I think I could push through here.
Okay. I mean, I can easily just lay on hands.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Soul
then-
done. Full health. Call it a day.
Bada bing. I want to know what's in all those rooms that are, beside the blade chambers.
We may also want to go back and get Carmen's pieces.
Yes.
Not to mention his gear.
Yeah.
He's got
That'd be nice.
he's got the cooperative blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need that.
And then we also need to, if I recall, could we hear in the room to the south here with all the bones and the broken tables and stuff? Could we hear someone, or there was? I feel like
No, it was totally empty. So a refresher is that it was overturned tables and benches, all made of petrified wood that lied scattered around the edges of this expansive chamber. Pale bones are interspersed with these furnishings. Several preserved monster heads and silver plaques adorn the walls, and a glowing circle of runes is etched in the floor and the alcove to the east. You guys stepped into the room but did not venture into it, and then decided to go back and check out the pitoned door before you
Yeah.
bothered.
That is correct. We didn't go in because we got shades of minotaur skeleton.
Right.
One more
That's right,
question.
yeah. Mhm.
With the ritual to awaken portal, I know that you need to do it twice to awaken, each side of where it goes. But
Right. Here's how I'm ruling it.
Okay.
Is because it was a bit vague in a weird way, and I've kind of gone into my head of like, why does the DC increase as you get lower? It doesn't make any sense if it's the same ritual that created the thing itself. So my head canon is that the one that's on level 2, which is the first large one, is the hub, which I hinted at with Chefchem here, and the so everyone has to link to that. So you did that one, and you've done every subsequent one so far. I believe, right? You've managed to get them all. Pretty sure. Maybe number 4. I forget. You haven't done, but let's assume you have. That way, you don't have to go. You don't have to go to like level 5 and level 3, level 5 and level 4, level 5 and level 2 to get them all done. Like level 2 is activated, and as long as one other one is activated, you've done both sides, as it were, and they're all linked together.
So we can go between any of them now.
Any of the ones you've done, yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'm pretty sure they're all. Let's assume they are, because it would be really boring to go back and check that.
Yeah, well, that's an off-air type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tulok is raring to go and would like to avoid notice and enter the room to the south.
Freka is medium raring to go and would like to scout.
And Lady Gilda is
Well done, baby.
blue raring to go and feeling kind of down on out and cold.
I got nothing for you. Shield up. Kind of watching her back.
Okay. So this room, in addition to the description, is on the western side there's a single door, the north side of that wall, the middle side of that wall, the southern side of that wall. Also, the southern side of the room has a door. Also, the hallway to the south leads way down to a staircase. Like there's a whole bunch of shit. Plus this etched rune, like the sort of landing, and just shit everywhere. Bones and petrified furniture.
Looking across the room, Tulok notices that the etched runes down there. Now, for us on Foundry map, it looks just the same as a teleportation circle. Can I roll something to see if it is a teleportation circle?
Wouldn't you just know with detect magic?
No, right now detect magic would just tell him if there's magic in the area.
And
do you
what
have it
type?
heightened yet? Okay,
Yeah.
it's heightened to the point where you can know what type of magic or what school of magic, but does not automatically tell you what it is.
Right, but I mean, if it's magical and it's, I don't know, evocation or whatever, conjuration.
Right.
I don't know what teleportation is. We'd have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, from a distance, you would assume. It's conjuration is.
Yeah,
at least Awakened Portal is.
That makes all the sense in the world. That's why I'm playing a conjurer, so he can just nightcrawler around the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, from a distance it looks similar, but I mean, I don't think you can tell from where you're at because you're keeping your back to the wall here.
Tulok is skirting around the north side of the room, heading to the west. And also, by the way, that is too far away to use detect magic anyways, which is why
right, 30 feet.
Right.
So heading to the door in the northwestern corner, he will detect magic there.
Okay. Does not detect anything.
And he will step to the north to allow Lady Gilda access the door. I feel no magic beyond.
Classic breach tactics.
I actually want to check for traps if I can. I don't know what it is about this room, but something's giving me a bad vibe.
Probably the skulls mounted everywhere.
You do not detect anything.
Yeah, she's wicked bad at traps and detecting traps. Okay. Taking the defend action. She will try the door.
She cracks a door and it leads to a hallway. There's a door straight ahead, a door to the north, and the hallway loops to the south as well.
The amount of space they've lost in this dungeon just through these hallways is just astronomical. Like, just shape the room differently. She mutters to herself as she heads down the hallway to peek around the corner.
You peek around the corner and it loops to the west and to another single door.
All right, so Tulok will open the door to the north.
Door to the north, and
To the
you
north.
find a room that you've seen before through the transparent walls when you were in the original hallway that led to the trap, with a single bed, empty footlocker, metal chamber pot. Looks as though it was stripped long ago in disrepair and just broken down. That's it.
Tulok will search.
Does a little search and does not find anything.
Okay. He steps out and to the next room. Yeah.
Okay. Opens the next room, and this room is the whole floor. There's no furniture. The whole floor is filled with a black sludge.
Like he's testing the waters. Tulok dips a
It's
toe in
just,
just
like,
in case
right-
it's a nice hot oil bath.
It appears to just be simply just like it's just a film that covers the floor completely.
Can I do a
but does not
nature
like
check on
it
that?
barely it comes up by maybe a centimeter. Nature check, yeah.
Krakow will aid. Well,
In my
attempt to
head,
aid.
I'm scared
Tulok
of the
save.
black pudding.
Aiding. Tulok, you rolled bookbinding lore.
Yes,
Not approved.
that is true. But allow me to defend myself. I will join pass, and I have to use a lore to do it.
I
It's just
100% thought you were going to go, well, maybe it's black ink.
You know, the glue that they use to bind books sometimes gets on the floor, and Krucka does not aid with a 3 on the die.
No, none of you have any idea and do not manage to aid in any capacity.
Just nondescript.
I'm afraid it's a
sludge.
black pudding or crude oil. Either of those things are very bad for us.
Like in game or in general?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Black pudding is a game creature.
Oh, okay. Because
It's a type of ooze. I don't know if it exists in 2E, but in 1E, it's pretty dangerous.
okay.
So just to clear the air here, join pass using any lore skill, even if that lore wouldn't normally apply. That's how I aid. So you know what? Bookbinding lore is going to be getting a lot of action.
Is that your highest lore?
All my lores are equal.
Oh, okay.
Spirit lore is best though.
Well, I always
we
knew
need to
you'd
get-
grow a spine.
That's bound to come up a few more times.
Oh,
Oh, you're killing me. All right. So you see the sludge. You try to figure out what it is, and then you fail, and you move on.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tulok opens the final door in the hallway.
And it opens to a very similar room to the first. Disrepair, looted, abandoned.
And you're taking into account that we're searching it.
Yes, and I would like to note too. You guys did see this before, but I'm going to remind you that all these doors were bolted shut from the outside, not locked, not with a key or anything or a tumbler, but bolted shut from the outside.
Okay. So these were prison cells of a sort to keep people in.
And they're just in there watching people get sliced up.
While their companions died. This is two different types of torture. You throw a rat in the one end of the maze, and you make all of their companions watch as they die.
Well, here's the thing: is you can't see the trap room from inside the rooms. It's one way.
Oh, it's the other way. Oh, that's so weird.
So you just have to hear it
Some
happen.
other shit explains.
You see nothing, and you start to backtrack and the sludge has managed to start to seep into the hallway. You did not close the door.
Yeah,
And-
that's not good.
I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
James,
Cool.
I think you might have been right.
I really hope I wasn't. I really, really hope I wasn't.
You are in a very, very particularly sticky situation, my friends. Okay, so it is Krucka that sees the sludge seeping. And let's get some initiative. Lady Gilda, what'd you get?
23.
And Krucka?
Krucka coming in with a tepid 21.
Okay, and Tulak.
Tulok with an even more room temperature 20.
Ooh.
Oh my god, very close to each other. Okay, let's begin ye old combat, starting with Lady Gilda, who has probably only really just seen Krucka start at the sight of the sludge moving.
Yeah, she's gonna delay.
Okay, delay. Krucka.
Krucka is going to recall knowledge.
Okay, give it the old heave-ho again. That's going to be an occultism, please.
Gross.
How is that the old heave ho, by the way?
Well, heave ho of the mind, you know.
Yeah, come on now. You know how hard Krucka works his mind.
That was a 6.
Yeah, not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna go down the trail of telling you it's a critical failure and giving you. You know what? It's just mud. It's just leaking.
Yeah,
It's no big deal.
leaking mud.
No big deal. Tulak.
What? That was only one action.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ. Come on, man. It wasn't that bad.
You fail so bad, you just spend your whole time going, I wonder what it is.
Yes, second action, he's going to fly into a rage because this nondescript ooze is confusing him. And third act,
Okay.
If it is in fact crude oil, it's flammable.
hence the rage. But I don't really want to step right up to it yet, so he's just going to attempt another recall knowledge.
Bearing in mind that the DC goes up the more you guys do this.
Okay, bad, because that was a 14.
Okay, nope, still no idea.
That's a turn.
That's a turn. Okay, now Tulak.
Well, fuck, I can't even see it around the corner.
That's why I delayed. She just sees Krucka like look puzzled, get real angry about how puzzled he is, and then looked puzzled further.
I mean, Krucka can have said it's leaking out or
Yeah,
whatever.
Krucka did exclaim that there was seeping slime at the very first. I don't know if that was caught.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. It still doesn't help at all to justify me jumping back in the order anyway.
Tulok steps very quickly in and out of Krucka's space, back to where he was, catching a quick glimpse of this creature around the corner.
Okay.
And we'll roll a recall knowledge.
Okay, again, this is just sludge seeping out on the floor, just so you know.
Okay,
I've
sure.
heard ooze, I've heard creature, but it's just blackness on the floor. Okay, I just want to make sure we all have the same visual here.
Yeah.
But yes,
So-
please, roll me an occultism.
As much as Scott thinks that just looks like mud, Tulok may know more. Let's find out, listeners. 30 motherfucking 1.
There it is.
Maybe. The DC's already gone up 3 times.
Right.
It's a black pudding. This is a type of ooze, yes. Most often found below ground. They scour caves for objects to dissolve with their corrosive secretions. The caustic acid is particularly dangerous to creatures that attack a pudding, as it can quickly damage and destroy your gear.
Listeners, James just downed his drink.
Let
I
us
don't
know.
know what it
needed-
was, but he chugged it.
There's a classic phrase for a
There's a-
strong drink that I always love. It's called a bracer. When you for when you're bracing yourself for bad news,
Yeah.
or delivering bad news, or dealing with a bad situation.
This is a very delicious Fieldhouse chocolate mousse stout.
Oh, I couldn't bring myself to buy that one.
It's
Sounds too
the
rich for me.
best one. I
Yeah?
mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, I
love
really
Fieldhouse.
like Heckin' Chunker. That's one of my favorite beers of all time. So this is right up there.
That is the most like internet culture goddamn.
Yeah, it's a
Hipster,
birthday cake flavored milkshake stout,
Oh,
and
God.
the image on the can is a rendering of the head brewer's fat cat. It's a real great.
Love that.
Yeah. I could not
Speaking
drink
of fat cats, what's going on with this blood pudding?
that. Black pudding.
Which is
And
technically
it is you didn't roll a crit success, so I will give you something. What do you want? Something in defenses, something in its attacks, or in its passives. We'll categorize it 3 ways here.
Pass. Wait. What was the first one?
Defenses, offenses, and passives.
Passives would be like weaknesses.
Passives would be things like, I'll give you a quick passive option, is that it can, I might have a few here, but it can climb ceilings and other inverted surfaces without
Defenses.
such. Okay. Defenses.
Passes are stuff that don't require an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes they're really important, like an aura would be a passive.
Or any of the Golan's immunities.
Right. Yeah. But that being said, like immunities can be listed under passives as well as defenses. So it has no resistances or weaknesses of any kind. It is immune to acid, critical hits, mental, piercing, precision, slashing, unconscious, visual, and mental. Oh my God, it's immune to slashing.
all the good stuff.
Yeah, it's an ooze. You just cut it and it grows back.
Do you ever cut water? I didn't think so.
It's immune to slashing and piercing.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's brutal.
Yep.
I forgot how that can kind of play into each other.
Okay, so Tulok.
Yeah, one action left, Tulak.
Oh. All right, Tulok will pass that information on to his companions and will. Honestly, he's going to step to the west and back into the room at the far end of the hallway here. Because as they stand, it's around the corner from Krucka, and he can't really see it to cast a spell. So he's hoping maybe if they fall back, he can look down the hallway and start firing some sort of shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll jump into
that
the
brings
order
it. Okay, you're. Oh yeah. Good call.
now. Yeah.
What do you got?
She is going to stride and try and jump over this ooze around the corner.
Oh boy. Okay, you're doing a tumble through.
No, I want to do a jump.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
Oh.
just on the floor, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
good
there's
call.
no reason she would ever want to tumble through. I want to try and leap over it, which is
Okay.
a single action. So this will be
Did
two
say
moves.
it's just
and
flat
a
on the
leap.
ground, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is 2 strides and a leap to get her 35 feet away from it.
Okay.
And that's her full turn.
Okay, so she gets to the other side of this creature, and it is, of course, the Black Pudding's turn. You leap past, and as you do, Lady Gilda, the form of it starts to lurch upward, as you might expect. This is the artwork they give for it. It is just a black, oily-looking sludge substance, and just like lurches up into the air, and then this pseudopod launches out at Krucka with a 29 to hit with a 10-foot reach.
That hits.
That hits, and you are going to take 24 damage.
Whoa. Okay.
Some of it's bludgeoning, some of it's acid, in case it matters. That acid damage is 9 damage, which will also affect your clothing and armor. Are you wearing armor?
Yeah.
You are, okay. So it's going to affect your studded leather armor. You're going to take 9 damage to your armor. And then it is going to use its next action to grab you, keeping that pseudopod launched out at you at 10 feet, wrapping itself around you, and then it constricts you. I need a basic fortitude save, please.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Oh god.
Oh, no. Okay.
This could get
Yeah.
spicy. No, hero point is what he says.
Okay. I wasn't going to say
Nice.
anything.
22.
Okay, 22 is a normal fail instead of a critical.
I'll take it.
So you take 16 more damage as it squeezes you tight. And we will figure out what it does to your armor next time, I guess, because that's what we're going to call it. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.